So good day everyone, especially to you ma'am. I am the presenter for today, and we will focus on an essential aspect of fluid mechanics known as fluid mechanics, which is the pressure variation with depth, and understand the pressure variation with depth and calculus applications. So but before that, let me discuss to you the objectives. So the first one is you need to understand the definition and the significance of fluid mechanics, and the second one is we have to explore the importance of pressure variation with depth in practical applications, and the last one of course is you need to examine the role of calculus and analyzing fluid mechanics, specifically in pressure depth relationships. So before that, let me tell you what is the fluid mechanics. So hindi ko na siya babasahin, but as you can see in the screen, fluid mechanics daw is the scientific study na kung saan isang pinag-aaralan isang kilos o yung liquid, and of course the gases. Ito yung naglalaman ng mga pagsusuri na kung saan kung paano nakakakilos yung mga fluid sa ibang forces, pressures, and temperature changes. So dito, the goal of this one is para maunawaan yung mga yung motions, for us to have insights into their motion and yung kanilang mga practical applications, engineering, and natural phenomena. So the second one is that we need to understand all about the pressure variation, which is the understanding pressure changes with depth is crucial in various applications for several reasons. So the first one, we have the engineering designs. In the first one is we have the engineering designs, which tell us that sa hydraulic systems daw is kailangan natin ang mas maging maingat. We have a precise comprehension of pressure variations that we need to ensures efficient design and operations, because ito yung naglalaman ng ganong aspects na ginagamit sa mga mostly ng mga engineers upang mapabuti yung paglaganap nila ng mga pipelines, pumps, and yung iba pang mga systems na bumabati sa liquids. So may hahalintulad natin ito sa mga mga nag-aayos ng daloy ng tubig, and yung mga nagpapatakbo ng mga pump, and yung mga nagsusuri sa iba't ibang bahagi ng hydraulic system upang masiguro yung maayos na operations nito. So the second one is we have the oceanography. So sa oceanography is dito yung it is the studying of the pressure, yung pagbabago ng pressure sa mga mostly from the word oceanography, from the ocean, is nakakatulong sila sa mga oceanographer sa pagtukoy sa pag-identify ng lalim ng ocean, and sa pag-differ understand sa kung gaano kalalim yung tubig na kung gaano kalalim ng tubig yung tubig na umaagos doon. So it is important para for us para mas lalong specifically sa research, and of course research especially in the ocean, and kumbaga para matukoy rin yung tamang navigation and yung sa pagsusuri din ng ating nature, ng ating kalikasan of course. So for the third one is we have the atmospheric sciences. Dito naman sa atmospheric sciences is nagbabago yung atmospheric pressure sa taas. And yung mga meteorologists natin is umaasa sa understand na ito para sa mga prediction ng panahon, yung mga nag-research sa climate natin, and yung weather predictions and climate studies and aviation safety. So dito sa pagbabago ng pressure na ito is nakakapekto rin siya sa daloy ng hangin, of course, sa mga iba't ibang kaganapan sa ating such we called weather phenomena. So let's go to next slide, which is the basic concepts. So in this one we nahuli lang siya. So ayan. So in this one, in the basic concepts, we have the first one is the pressure. So the pressure is the force transmitted over an area from a liquid or gas. In fluid mechanics, it refers to action or the liquid or gas in a specific area. So dito raw is isa siyang persa na ipinapasa sa isang lugar mula sa likido o gas, na kung saan yung fluid mechanics, ito yung aksyon ng liquid or gas sa isang specific area. So in the depth is this is the distance. Ayan, depth is a distance na kung saan it is from the surface of a liquid o pababa siya. na kung saan yung liquid na ito is may distance siya na tinatahak na presyon mula sa ibabaw pa downward, pababa. So the third one is we have the Pascal's law. So ayon naman sa Pascal's law, ito raw is that in any change kung anong pagbabago sa presyon ng isang liquid or gas na confine is naipapasa siya, kung baga natatransmit siya sa isang one system, kumbaga. So, sa context nito ni fluid mechanics, and it is important na this Pascal's law because isa dito is it can help us to understand yung mga pagbabago ng mga confined fluids. So, let's talk about what the fluids and integrations all of us. So, the first one is we have the introduction to calculus. So, it says that calculus is a mathematical use for a detailed analysis of changes. So, sa calculus daw, ito ay isang mathematical na masusing suriin yung mga changes because in simple terms, it's a way of studying growth and change in different situations. So, the second one is we have the integration in fluid mechanics. So, paano natin ito ginagamit sa fluid mechanics? So, it's used para maunawaan na maayos ang mga pagbabago sa presyon sa loob ng fluid system through calculus. Like, nalalaman natin kung paano tumaas, bumaba ang presyon habang kumakalat sa loob ng, habang it travels within the fluid. Yes. So, the third one is have the pressure equation. So, in this one is we have the derivation of pressure equation na kung saan is, in this section is we'll explore how the equation for pressure variation with depth is derived using calculus. So, sa bahaging ito is tinatalakay dito kung paano nagagaling ang equation para sa changes ng pressure sa lalim gamit ng calculus. So, this walkthrough demonstrates how we determine the impact of depth and pressure within a fluid. And of course, the second one is the factors affecting pressure. So, let's delve into the factors of influencing pressure in a fluid column. And kasama dito yung mga peculiarities ng liquid na nabibigay effect sa kung paano ito binibigyan ng pressure na kung saan nakadepende sa depth. So, the next one is we have of course the application. Tapos na tayo sa ating pressure equation, the fluids integration. Let's go on to application. So, the real world examples is ito yung mga explore practical applications ng understanding sa mga pressure variations. So, sa mga hydraulic systems, ito yung ikasama sa mga optimization ng water flow sa pipelines para sa iba't ibang demands, design ng efficient pumping systems, and of course, sa pag-ensure ng stability ng hydraulic structures. So, di ba sabi ko nga kanina sa oceanography, ang knowledge sa pressure changes ay vital sa atin sa pag-aaral ng deep sea currents, ocean depths, at marine ecosystems. So, sa real-world examples is maaaring maglaman siya ng design ng underwater habitats, offshore platforms, so ang exploration ng underwater resources tulad ng oil and gas. So, for the engineering implications is we have to delve deeper on paano ang knowledge sa fluid pressure is nakaka-apekto siya sa engineering. So, sa design, iniisip ng mga engineers kasi ang pressure variations kapag nagdi-design ng pipelines, valves, diba, ayun yung mga work nila, and of course, the hydraulic components para sa optimal nilang performance of safety. So, for instance, sa pagdi-design ng isang hydraulic press understanding, so, sa understanding na ito is, sa pressure changes is crucial kasi para maiwasan ang system failures, right? So, sa calculations, ang understanding na ito is kumbaga fundamental siya sa fluid dynamics para sa predictions ng flow patterns at structural analysis para sa design na matibay na structures na kaya ang varying pressures. So, specific engineering projects ay maaari lamang maglaman siya ng design ng dams para sa handling ng water pressure like water treatment systems, o aircraft components na kung saan ang fluid pressure ay ang critical factor, right? So let's see, let's consider the pressure depth relationship for a fluid column in a gravitational field such as a column of water. So, the formula that I shown on what's shown on the screen is the pressure at a certain depth, P is given by, wherein P or the PO plus PGH, whereas, ayan yung mga initials nila, ayan, kumbaga yung PO is the atmospheric pressure at the fluid surface, and the P is the fluid density, and the G or the gravity is the acceleration due to gravity in the height is the depth of the fluid. So now let's explore the significance of integration in a more complex scenario. So supposedly we have a varying fluid density with depth. The pressure, depth, and relationship can be expressed as an integral. And as you can see, we have the PO plus shaft height plus gravity, density, and height. So substitute mo lang yan. So here is the P. Pressure and height represents the varying density as a function of depth. Integration is crucial in this case to account for the changing density with respect to depth. So here's the example of pressure-depth relationship. So nakikita nyo dito na kung saan ang formula na para sa pressure, ayan. So in this one is we have the, as you can see, ayan yung sinabi ko nga kanina, yung depth is kumbaga kumbaga x-axis is yung sa ilalim na kung saan ito yung depth, yung h, nagre-represent siya yung ilalim ng fluid column na tinatawag nga natin na height. Ito yung nagsisimula sa kaliwa at dumarami pa papunta sa kanan. So bawat punto sa x-axis is tumutukoy siya sa tiyak na lalim sa loob ng fluid. So sa y-axis naman tayo o yung sa pressure naman tayo. So, it represents the pressure sa loob naman din ng fluid column na tinatawag natin na P or initials na pressure. Ito is nagsisimula sa ibaba at dumarami habang itinataas. So, sa bawat punto ng y-axis is tumutukoy sila sa tiyak na specific na presyon sa karampatang ilalim. So, wala na akong graph na na-paste, but as you can see, is meron siyang diagonal line na umuusad mula pa kaliwa patungo sa kanan, na kung saan is ay habang tumataas yung lalim na which is we called height, and then yung tumataas din yung presyon which is the pressure. So, ito is nagpapakita sila ng linear na connection sa pagitan ng presyon at lalim sa fluid column. So, let's break down the information for this one, the challenges and limitations. So for the first one, we have the challenges and calculus application. So when applying calculus, hindi ko na siya babasahin, but i-explain ko na lang na kapag this challenges in calculus application is to have understanding fluid behavior through calculus is crucial, right? So it comes with challenges. Kumbaga crucial siya kapag when it comes to challenges, kapag yung kumbaga crucial na nature ng turbulent flows as nagdadala siya ng komplikasyon, making the application of calculus in fluid mechanics challenging, right? So the second one is we have the assumptions and approximations ng ating sa ating challenges and limitations, because making assumptions and approximations in fluid mechanics equations is a common practice. Ngunit mahalaga rin na aminin natin na these simplifications introduce limitations, right? Lahat naman ng bagay may limitasyon, di ba? Ika nga nila. So, maaaring magkaroon din ng pagkakaiba, different mula sa actual scenarios na nakaka-apekto rin sa accuracy ng mga predictions. So, guys, for a better understanding, meron po ako ditong Jamboard. But before that, before I end my presentation, wait. So let's go on to our Jamboard for better understanding what this kung ano yung para yung formula ba, paano siya kuhain. So wait lang guys. So guys, bear with me if sinulat ko na yung dapat ko explain, kasi talinay ko kanina, may Jamboard kanina. I'm sorry talaga. Mag-i-spend ako ng maraming time sa bid na to dahil sobrang pangit ko magsulat dito sa Jamboard. So, sinulat ko na siya. I'm gonna explain na lang it one by one, or the step or the process how I get this one. So, again guys, sorry. So, for the better understanding, here we are for the Jamboard. So, in this lesson, we're going to talk about pressure. So, I put the pressure here, which is this one. The pressure is force divided by area in physics, right? So the standard unit of pressure is the 1 Pascal, this one, the 1 Pascal. And 1 Pascal is 1 Newton per square meter, and 1 kilopascal is 1,000 pascals, right? Ayan, this one. So in 1 atm, or atmospheric pressure, is 101.3 kilopascals. So those are some units that you want to keep in mind. So whenever you exert a force over a given area, this one, the box that I draw, is that force exerts a pressure throughout the area. So this one, the arrow that I put, which is the force, ayan. So pressure is simply force over area. So now what happens if you increase the area? So, but use the same force. So, let's say this one. The other box that I draw, this one. So, let's say we have the double dimensions. Now, if you apply as the same force over, so let's say a larger area, this one, the 2m, the 2 meter, is going to be a lot less. So, let's say if we apply a force of 100 newtons. So, the pressure in this example is 100. This what? Sinulat ko, P 100 over it's 100 pascals. In the second example, the area is 2 times 2, which is a 4, right? So, yan. Sulat ko 4m2. So, the pressure is now a force of 100 newtons divided by an area of 4 square meters. So, it's 25 pascals. Wait lang, guys. Sulat ko. Pascals is 25. So, the P is the 25 pascals. So, ayan guys. If you increase the force applied and wait guys, wait. So, the next page is we have another example guys. I mean, again. So, if you increase a force applied, the pressure increases also. So, if you increase the area in which that force is applied, the pressure directly to the force, right? So, force, but again, if you increase the area in which that force is applied, and it is directly related to the force, right? But inversely related to the area. So, upon which that force is applied, let's try this problem. So, again guys, if hindi nyo nagigets, so this one, the force, if you increase the force, if you increase the force applied, this one is, the pressure increases also, right? So, if you increase the area, this one, the area is in which that force is applied, the pressure is decreases. This one decreases. It decreases. So, the pressure is directly related to the force, but inversely related to the area. So, the force is applied. So, the force is decreases also, right? So, ayan guys, I hope you understand. So, for that, I may give you example. So, here's my example. Ayan, sinulat ko na din siya agad para hindi tayo mag-lend ng so much time in this one. And para madali ang explain na lang how to get this one. So, ayan guys. So this one is we have a closed cylindrical container is filled with a fluid that has specific gravity of 1.7. So, hinahanap natin, what is the pressure exerted by this fluid at the depth of 50 meters? So, let's say this is the cylindrical container. Ayan, yung drawing ko, guys. And it closed. Ayan. It closed. And it's filled with this one that I draw. Filled with some fluid, guys. With some fluid. Wait, I just delete ko lang to. I get it. Element. Ayan. So, at the depth of 15, wait, it's this one. Again, guys, yung depth is gano'n siya kalalim, ha? Depth of 15 feet. I mean that 15 meters, let's say, at this point, right? So, you want to know what's the pressure exerted at that depth. So, here, this one. So, we can use this equation, the pressure is equal to the density. Wait, guys, wait. P is equals to P. So, this one. So, we can use this equation. The pressure is equal to the density, which is times gravity, and times the height. So, if you have a fluid, and you want to find the pressure exerted by the fluid alone, at a certain depth, this is the equation, guys, that you can use. So, now, ayan. This is the equation. So, now that we need to know what the density of this fluid is. So, and we're given that specific gravity. That specific gravity is, wait guys, wait. Wait, I'm gonna draw. Tell you guys, ang pangit ko kasi mag-drawing. So, I'm sorry if I lend so much time, guys. So, here's the SG. So, the specific, again guys, the specific gravity is equals to substance. I mean, the density of fluid related to density of water. So, the density of fluid, wait guys. So, wait lang guys. Sulat ko lang, bear with me. Hindi na siya sumasakto. Wait guys, I'm just gonna draw it. So, this one, P over ayan, again guys. So, the specific gravity is the density of the substance. In this case, the density of fluid relative to density of water of the fluid is going to be specific gravity, right? So times, diba, a specific gravity times the density of water, that is, wait guys, dot wait guys, bear with me talaga. Wait, I cannot show it na. Ay, ayun. So, ayan. Delete ko lang tong excess. So, P, the specific gravity times, times the density of water, which is the P, which is the specific gravity of 1.7. It pitched 0.7, and the density of water is 1.7, is 1,000, right? 1.7, 1,000. So, ayan guys. So, if hindi nyo talaga naiintindihan guys. So, again guys, so we have a specific gravity of 1.7, and the density of water is 1,000 kilograms. This one. The 1,000 kilograms, the 1,000. And, tama ba? The 700 pala guys. 1700s. The 1,000. So, ganito. Wait lang. Diba 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter. So, the density of the fluid is 1,700 kilograms. Guys, substitute lang to. As in, substitute lang. 1,700 times 9.8 and 15 meters. Ayan. So, it's 1,700 times 9.8 times 15. So, the pressure exerted by this fluid is at point where it's 50 meters deep. Wala na akong space. But, ayan. 50 meters deep. So, it's 249. Right, guys? It's 249. Substitute lang yan, guys. Substitute. So 249,900 pascals. 249,900 pascals. Kilopascals. So, that's it, guys. I hope you understand. Super hirap lang kasi ang hirap pala ng gantong Jamboard. Mas maganda sana if face-to-face siya na-explain. But, again, guys, I hope you understand all of this. And thank you, again, guys. Thank you for listening. And that's all for my presentation. Again, I'm sorry if magulo siya. I know magulo siya onte, but I know deep down na na-exert ko naman kung anong dapat i-exert about this topic. And I hope you guys understand. And again, guys, thank you for listening.